Well, I was going to ask you how it feels to not have to worry about spoiling anything, but now you have a whole other thing to spoil. So.
I got nothing to spoil. I don't know shit.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's something.
I will say, though, after, like, the movie announcement came out, I think my body was just like, like, sigh of relief. And I got home and I was like, I feel so tired. Like, this just huge release. So I just crashed, went to bed.
When did you first hear that there was going to be a movie?
There have been rumblings about it for a while, but, like, knowing that it was actually a thing happening, being made very recently, yeah. Jenny keeps things close to the chest.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much in this season to unpack, but I wanted to ask about the birthday party scenes and how like what it was like to just kind of like hang on to that tension between Belly and Conrad for so long. Like, how do you maintain that? You're doing a lot of acting with like just your eyes. Like, how are you guys kind of talking about how to approach those scenes?
I mean, we don't like talk about it much. We just sort of do our own work and then take
do
direction. No, I mean, like character-wise, there's a lot of like journaling and understanding of, like not only where they are, but also where we are in the story and things to come. So you, like that's before. They like go do their own thing, and so it's sort of like sussing out the situation, but it does, like there are definitely feelings of like this is kind of nice to be together again. I don't know, a lot of journaling and just understanding the moment in the story.
Yeah, I think that also we just, with everything in Paris, wanted to really be able to show that that both of them had grown, and that especially
Right.
for Belly, it was like that she has this really nice little life here, and I think she's inviting him into it, and you want it to feel like she's very comfortable and
Yeah, and he's uncomfortable
he's a
and
little
sort of
bit-
taking it all in. And yeah, I mean, the simple job as an actor just to listen, you know, and not understand what they're saying. And be like, oh, they have inside jokes, and they know
Yeah.
this person who I used to know so well.
Yeah.
But.
Well, especially in the scene where they're kind of reenacting the season 1 like quotes about the joint and like what the weed does to you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
how do you kind of show the character growth that you've been through while repeating these old lines in a different way?
I don't know. It's funny because like I'm like, does that work outside of a TV show?
I
Would you
mean,
remember
depends on
saying
the
that?
person. Maybe
Yeah.
depends on like the person. It has to be the
For them,
exact
of course, it
right.
works. You know what I mean?
Everything
Like,
clicks. Yeah, can't believe it's like, how do you even remember that?
right.
Yeah, you're.
I think that's why it's so sweet because they do.
Yeah,
you
remember
know,
everything that the other says. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can quote conversations
Yeah.
between the two of them. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of that. I guess going back to we were talking about sort of like it's a lot of that kind of like role reversal of, you know, Belly's sort of the one who's withholding and a little bit. She's excited, obviously, that he's in Paris, but, you know, even hesitant to, like, invite him to the birthday dinner at first and hesitant to show him her life here. And I think he's so enthusiastic about it and excited about it and wants any little, like,
Right,
piece of
right.
information that he can kind
He'll
of
take
get.
whatever he can get.
Yeah. So I think it is funny to see those little moments where it feels like they've kind of swapped a little bit.
Yeah, I thought about what you were saying about remembering every word when Belly just magically thinks of Susanna saying, like, she's a girl who knows her own heart. And I was like, I wish that's how life was, that you could just, like, call to mind the exact wording someone has told you.
Well, but I will say, there will be specific moments where, for some reason, I'm like, I have no clue why, but I will never forget, like, this little thing that someone said to me that they probably don't even remember they said to me.
Yeah.
But I remember it, and it stays with me, you know?
There's things, yeah.
I mean, they remember everything. They have great memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are certain things that for some reason you're like, I don't know why, but I remember the exact way that the person said that
And
to
what
me.
they were wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. In the scene where they are, you know, talking honestly for the first time about or one of the first times, about like what is actually holding Belly back here, where she like mentions that she's worried that Susanna's death has like changed the whole course of their relationship.
Oh, right.
Like, what do you guys think of how that scene worked? Like, why did it feel important to have this moment where Belly is like, it's this thing that's been bothering me?
I think, like you said, it kind of is the first time that they're both being honest at the same time.
Right.
You know?
Which scene is that?
The one right before the train station.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. That we
Yeah.
were talking about before, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, we were saying, you know, there are all these moments in season 1 and season 2 when Belly's honest with Conrad about her feelings, but he kind of isn't as honest because he's going through his own shit.
Right.
And then this season, you know, Conrad pours his heart out on the beach, and Belly has to sort of not be honest because she's about to marry his brother. So it's like, this is the first time that these two people have had time to think about their relationship and everything that happened, and
Right.
can properly sit down and have a real mature conversation.
Right. And it's also, what I remember is like the sort of the what I found like interesting about it is like they both had these thoughts and made decisions about the situation and about what it is, and like labeled it with all these things, and then you say it out loud and the other person's like, what? Like, that's so like ridiculous, you know? Like, that's so out of left field. And I think that's a nice thing as a human, to be like, I've been thinking about all this stuff, and the other person's like, I was never once thinking about that, you know? It's sort of refreshing to make those discoveries.
Yeah. Conrad has been really celebrated as like a real like yearner this season.
Cool.
I'm curious, like, why do you think like fans love to see a man specifically just like yearn and like long for someone?
I don't know. Maybe because it's often the other way around. Like in
There's a
a
shortage
lot
of yearning.
things. Yeah, I mean, I can think of, I don't know. Because I can think of a bunch of examples where we got boys yearning.
In like film and TV.
Yeah, in film and TV.
Not in real life.
Not in real life, no. But I don't know. I think part of it's just his growth and willingness to be honest with his feelings, and that's exciting to see. Someone who knows themselves better. But yeah, I don't know.
Someone who goes to therapy.
Someone who goes to therapy.
Well,
Pretty easy bar to reach.
you'd
Not-
be surprised.
In theory.
Insurance makes it so
Well,
No, that's
okay,
true.
that's
You're
a good
right.
point.
You're
That's
right.
a
You're
good
right. You're
point,
right.
yeah.
You're absolutely right.
It's actually such
And
a
also,
problem in
I
the
guess there's
States.
also the issue of like over therapizing as well. So
Yeah, and if you have the wrong therapist, someone you
Right,
don't work
yeah.
well with.
So never mind. I take it back.
But
Yeah.
Not a
Listen.
one-size-fits-all.
Hey, listen.
simple in
yeah,
theory.
it's not.
In
It's
theory.
definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Therapy.
Meow.
They also have a conversation about Belly thinking that she's the villain, and I was interested in it kind of as like a meta commentary on how people see the season, like and these characters as a whole. Like, I think Belly gets kind of she takes a lot of shit from fans online, who I think sometimes like applaud Conrad in ways they aren't applauding Belly when they do the same things. I'm curious what you think of that, and if like you think kind of Belly, if the show does a good job of like saying she's not the villain, like it's okay.
I don't think anyone's the villain. I don't
Yeah.
think that's the point of the story.
People are really quick to label.
Villain is like such a strong like word
Right,
too.
right.
And people are very quick to label, and I think that it's a beautiful thing to get to see how much Conrad grows, and not to diminish that at all. But I also think, it can be, a little like harmful to label certain things as like good and bad when you're like, there's a whole picture, and you have to see where each character is coming from and why they can't share all their feelings. And I mean, again, Conrad went through this for seasons
Yeah.
of having something that made him
the label of
have to-
emotionally unavailable or the label of like.
And I
yeah.
think people were able to start sympathizing with him in those moments because he
Yeah.
was going through a lot.
Sure.
And I think Belly's also going through a
Yeah.
lot. And I think they've all been through a lot together. And when you have that sort of history, and when it is as complicated as it is,
Right. Sure.
you're in a love triangle with two brothers. It's like so much more layered than that.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you know, I think we can all just
Get along and
Get
enjoy something. I
along.
just think I think like trying to define characters like that is sort of fighting against the whole point of it. Of like they're all growing and learning.
And they're all like
And-
people who are messy, which is
Yeah,
literally
and
how people are. And it's
Also,
life.
that's how you make a drama.
Yeah.
You make drama by creating conflict. You know
Drama
what I
by creating
mean?
drama.
Drama by creating drama. Now I don't know what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
No, but like, if you're frustrated with the character's decision, like, what if that was intentional? You know, like, what if I don't know? Crazy idea, but
I also think, and I know online it's just like people feel so strongly about it, which it makes me so happy. And that I think sometimes you just start typing and you're like, I hate this. Send, post it, whatever. But you know,
send it
hate
to
is-
yourself first.
Send it to your friends.
Yeah.
Hate is such a strong word in this context, I think. And you know, I hope in the end, the journey was an enjoyable experience because I think that's what it's supposed to be, and a chance for you to feel all the emotions, but hopefully also realize that nobody's the villain.
Yeah. They're just people, well, characters, but
They're just people.
I've seen a lot of jokes that Belly's true love is the beach house, and that is funny, but I'm also wondering, like, on a more kind of symbolic level, if it's like, do you feel like any of that is true in the way that it like encompasses her childhood and like her family and like the way she's like loved? Like, do you think the house is her true love?
I think because of what it symbolizes, sure. I think like she grew up there, and all of the people that she loved were there, and I think maybe there's some, you know, stuff that to figure out with that, like having the attachment to that, and also like feeling so like in debt to Susanna a little bit, and like.
yeah.
Like they all want to make her proud and all want to make her happy, and there were so many promises made to each other, and I think it's a little bit in this moment too, kind of letting go of that responsibility a little bit in Paris, and being like, we're just here together, and it's okay that we've made all these mistakes, and everything can still be okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a little bit derailing from this, but I think the house represents most of her childhood and her
Yeah,
love for these
and-
people, and
And if you think about it, like those uninhibited moments as a kid will always be like your happiest, really,
Yeah.
because you're so unaffected by the world, you know, and society and like these anxieties. So are we all not yearning for our childhood, you know, trying to get back there in one way or another? Speaking of yearning.
but and then I also think it's important that Belly's in Paris, because then she has another place that feels like part of her heart is there as well. Yeah. So, I mean, that apartment is beautiful.
So nice.
In Montmartre.
What would you be excited to explore in a movie about their dynamic that maybe we haven't seen yet about Belly and Conrad, or in relation to other characters too?
Maybe.
No, I'm thinking.
Oh, sorry.
You got one?
Yeah. I guess with Belly and Conrad, maybe like what a happy, healthy relationship looks like.
Sure.
You know, and then I guess with other characters, I mean, I love Steve and Belly's relationship, obviously, and your scene with Jackie again was so good. So more Laurel and Conrad.
Yeah.
And I guess
great.
Belly and Jeremiah's relationship, maybe how it's changed or what that would look like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of in relation to Jeremiah. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways in my mind that it could play out, you know? I mean, you could understand harboring resentment. He also has grown a lot, you know, and I assume that he will have grown by the time we get to him in the movie. So maybe things are okay. And it's, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I just want like a golf scene.
Yeah, because you and Sean golf in real life.
Golf all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the
I'm
time.
tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
I like mini golf.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the scene when Conrad comes to Paris, like Belly is so like cool, calm, collected, and then she goes in and puts on the lipstick and kind of is like, "What am I doing?" What were you thinking about? Like, how does the lipstick like kind of mean that she's not so calm, collected?
Well, it's very disorienting when someone who you don't expect to be
Right,
outside of your
right,
door
right.
is outside of your door.
Probably
She's
not a
like,
move to pull in your own
what
life.
is happening? But yeah, I mean, she's clearly a little thrown off and clearly, as we find out later, not completely over this. And the lipstick moment was fun to just be like, she's like, what am I doing? What's going on? What does this mean? Who knows? Should I just go with it? It's like all those questions that run through your head. And I think she is more confident and more secure now, so she's able to sort of be cool and calm and collected, even if she's just putting it on for a little bit. She's able to like make it look more natural, I guess. But yeah, that moment was so cute and fun because you do get that peek into her. I mean, we have voiceovers. Are there any voiceovers this episode?
I don't know.
Like a couple at the very end.
Yeah.
But you get that sort of just peek into her freaking out a little bit, which is cute.